Um, it's easy to get to and easy to find. It's just a little finding which door and which room and all that. It's kind of a fun thing. I'm going to call our meeting to order in just a second, but as you can see, there's chairs on the opposite side, and probably nobody wants to face away. So if we can, if you see somebody coming in and there's room at your table, pull a chair around to the end, either the end or this end. We've got space to play with, so let's make it as easy for anybody coming in late as we can. I'm going to call our business meeting to order real quick. As it's 10:02, so I'm just going to let Audrey know that. We are taking minutes, so if you make a motion or if you need to make an announcement or whatever, raise your hand and state your name so that everybody knows, and so Audrey can take care of that. I'm just so excited that everybody's here and we're starting a new year, and it's going to be a really good situation here. I love this facility, but there are other meetings that are going on, so if we've got any issues or whatever, let one of us know. Ryan knows just who to go grab if we've got a situation. And the bathrooms are just right out across the hall. Is that right?
By the water fountains.
By the water fountains out there.
They have the bathroom signs.
Okay. Oh, well, that's handy. So I just want to make sure everybody's acquainted in here. We've got a pretty great crowd today. I think it would be lovely if we outgrew this room. And they do have bigger rooms here too. So even if we had to change rooms, we could stay here at this facility. But I think it would be great if we outgrew this room. So kind of make that your goal. Bring a friend next time and all that fun stuff. As far as the treasurer's report, I'm just going to give you the numbers, and Janet's outside, so she's taking care of stuff. So in our account right now, we have $7,547.40, and with including our investment, we have a grand total of assets as of our board meeting this morning of $96,555.71. So we're very glad that we're still moving forward. And we'll talk more about that later. Last year, our grand total for our membership was 83 paid current members. I would really like to get to 150 by the end of this year. So really, really, really please invite friends. If you're in other writing groups, make sure that other people know and can come, and spread the word whenever you get a chance to. For our newsletter, for our membership, before I move on with membership, every single person, even if you've been a member for 10 years, if you can, there is a registration form, a membership form out at the table. So please, 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 please see Molly, the beautiful lady back here at the back door. If you will see her, fill out a new membership form, even if you don't think anything has changed in the last 3 years, because we've made notes on the old ones until they're just falling apart. And just for our records, if we could do that, that would help her tremendously. If you haven't paid your dues for this year, if you haven't renewed, please do that today. If you can do it by the 31st of January, our dues are $30. If you wait until February 1st, they go up to $36. And, that's a really nice cup of coffee or, so consider that. I know coffee is important. It's important to me anyway, so. Then also, we've got Natalie's been taking over our newsletter, and she is she's also kind of doubling up on responsibilities, and she's getting our website information up to date and some of our social accounts. So she's got these lovely little forms right here. And these are membership buzz notes. So if you've got books that are coming out once a month, is that right? Once a month you're sending out. On top of the newsletter, she's sending out a What's a Buzz. Is that right? Here's the buzz. Sorry. So she's gonna, if you've got a new release, if you've got an article that's been published, anything like that. Yeah, any events, please let her know. She is taking care of our publicity too, so she's got some contacts that will, make these announcements to the community. So please do this, fill this out. And it's got a place on here for your website, for if you've signed up for the newsletter. If you have a newsletter sign up on your website, put that in there too. Then your Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Amazon, LinkedIn, anything like that you've got accounts for. If you put that on there, then we'll put it on our website too, so that if anybody comes and they say, oh, I think so-and-so is a member of PBW, THPW, let's check and see about that, and they can get your links, go right, sign up. Your email sign up will just be amazing. So please fill this out. Let her know. If you've won an award, if you've been published, if anything like that, let her know, and she will make sure that everybody knows, and that's good for everybody. Okay.
It's for members only.
Oh, yes. As far as promoting things like that, any of the things that are for promoting, anybody can get our newsletter, okay? Anybody can sign up for a newsletter. But if you want to be promoted, if you want to have a focus piece for our newsletter or in the buzz or anything like that, on our website, on our Facebook page, anything like that, you have to be a member. So that there is benefits to paying that $30. So please do that if you can. Is there anything else that I need to? Okay, no problem. As far as hospitality, Ryan has taken over our hospitality, and he has just done a tremendous job getting everything coordinated. So if you've got any questions or anything, just chat with him, and he will take care of us from here on out. As far as our programs, next meeting, in our March meeting, we are having Bethany Claire, and she spoke with us last year, and she was amazing, and she's going to do a different program this year. So please come, because she is like incredible. She's from Clarendon, is that right? Somewhere in there, yeah. So, but she's like bestseller, Buku successful. Yeah, she's doing great. So, and then our May speaker is Karen Whitmire, and she does the inspirational. Okay, that's what I was. And then July speaker is Ryan. Our own Ryan McSwain is going to teach us about how to work with Create Space and Kindle, which is a big deal. That's a huge deal. But he's going to run us through the basics of that. And then, where did my other... And then who? Rosa Latimer is going to do September meeting. And so, yeah, and she does nonfiction. And so we're really excited. We've got some very good programs that are coming up. And I'm super excited about that. As far as... I'm sorry? Oh, yes, our youth writing contest. Thank you very much. Janet is back at the back door, and we've got youth writing contests that we always want to fund and get that taken care of. So if you have not bought raffle tickets, we've got some really great items back there this week. If you have items to donate. Now, these are not like garage sale items or anything like that, but if you've got an item to donate, a new book, or if you've got a workbook or something that's like, especially if it's got something to do with writing or organizing your desk or anything like that, and you would like to donate, let Janet know, and we will get that. Do what? Yes, bring to the next meeting, and we'll put it, whether we use it that meeting or whether we put it in the stash for the meeting after that. We would like to keep our raffle items, really something that everybody wants, so that we can sell those tickets and pay for our writing contest for the kids. Because I'm telling you, we get such good. If you've never judged the youth writing contest, I mean, it is so much fun to judge and see the talent of these kids that are 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. It's amazing. And the high school, I can't even. They're just amazing. And so I really want to encourage everybody that can to look at that and donate, then also buy the raffle tickets, win the prizes, and it's going to be good.
We're a nonprofit, so people could donate cars or houses too.
Right, yeah. If you are so inclined, and we can raffle that off. But really, I mean, seriously, if you have got, if you're self-employed and you need a really good write-off, we are a charitable organization. So if you get, if you're out and you find a really good deal on a tablet or something, we made some really good money off of raffling off our tablet last year for our youth writing contest. And, what was it, $10 a ticket or something like that? It was a nice tablet. So please, 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 if you've got an opportunity, if you see something on sale and you want to have a really nice charitable donation for next year's taxes, and a house or a car, that's fine too. So if you've got your yacht that you just don't use anymore, let us know and we'll get that taken care of. $1 a pop, that's a pretty good deal. I guess that was all on that. Okay, so here we are. We are in 2017. Can y'all already believe it's already 2017 and it's crazy? Our centennial for this organization is the year 2020, and we are really trying to organize a really nice a book fair or book festival, something maybe that goes across the arts. We've got a lot of amazing singer-songwriters in the Amarillo area that may be able to be a part of it. But we would like to get a really good, cool festival going. In order to do that, we need some volunteers to start working on a committee now so that we can plan what we want to do. There's nothing set in stone. If we want to do a nice, cool fair thing or whatever, if you've got contacts, I know several people have already emailed me about different contacts that they have with Center City or with different arts organizations in town. If you have those contacts, if you will even if you don't want to be on a committee, please, please, please let Mike know who your contacts are. You may get off easy by just making a phone call, but if you've got those contacts, we need them so that we can have the very best thing that we can have. And that's one of the reasons why we're really kind of trying not to overspend now, is because to do a big book fair or book festival or anything like that, it's going to take a little capital to launch it, especially that first time. So we want to have that reserved. So if we've got some fundraising events for now or in the future to get our centennial celebration organized, please, please, please see Mike. He's in charge of events. But also, on that note, we did have a board. We had a board position for events and workshops, and I know a lot of y'all went to the Tex Thompson workshop that we had a few months ago, and that was really amazing. But our event coordinator has had to resign because of some conflicts with another organization. So if you are a person who just likes to organize events, and whether you have contacts or not, because I think we've got a lot of people that have contacts to have speakers, but the actual event coordination, where to have it, how much to charge, and all that all those details. If you are somebody who can get that kind of organization together, let somebody on the board, myself or Natalie or Mike or any of the board members, let us know. It says in the bylaws I can appoint people, but I want to not appoint somebody that will never come back. So I would really, really, really like for a volunteer, somebody that is their strong suit. So please, 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 if you feel like that's something that you can do, let us know, and we would love to put you to work. It's not like a big job if we have 3 or 4 workshops a year and then kind of, lead up to other events. That would be fantastic. Also today, some other business that we've got to take care of. We are kind of dealing with our box lunch issue. The last time I looked, and we may have more, but the last time I looked, we only had 3 people sign up for box lunches. We're at a new facility, so we've got a few more options than what we had downtown. But if we're only having 3 people, they can't deliver. We have to have somebody who's going to miss part of the thing to go. But there are a lot of options around us, so we kind of need some feedback. We're doing the box lunches today. So if you want lunch, if you can stay, I know some people have to leave early today, but if you can stay, or even if you can't stay today, but it's something that you really want to have available in the future, please, please, please let Ryan know. And we'll get that all taken care of so that we can continue to do that. Or if we need to have it where critique groups get together here, but then go to a restaurant that's, around the corner or whatever and have their critique group there, that's fine. Or if you want to have it here, we all go get lunch from there and come, or, we've got some options.
Carpool to a restaurant? I mean, there's lots, we have a million options.
Yeah, we've got a lot of options. And so, we just need to get this kind of worked out. But if we're only having 2 or 3 people that want to have their lunch, it kind of gets to be more, a lot of work for not really anything, for not a whole lot of return for the group. So, yes.
So what the lunch is a critique group, or are they 2 separate things?
They're actually, technically, they're 2 separate things. But most of the people that have lunch are the ones who are staying for the critique group. Is that the case most of the time?
Does the critique group start after the lunch, after you eat?
Yeah, you
Kind
don't
of.
do any time.
Yeah. So, yes, technically it starts after. So, and there's another thing that I was thinking about too. I've been in a few critique groups over the years, and this just kind of popped in my head, so it's not on my agenda. Sorry. But the critique groups that I've been in have been because of people that I've met here. So if you are interested in finding a critique group, but you can't stay this afternoon, maybe Saturday afternoons just don't work for you, that's okay. But if you are interested in finding a critique group, maybe during the break or something, meet up here by this door and just see who all shows up, and y'all can connect and see if it's something that you are interested in. I know I'm in another group that meets once a month. If you want something that's more often than that, that's okay too. Y'all can work out details.
Can I say one thing about that?
Yes, please do.
I'm in a weekly critique group, and if you want to launch your writing to the next level, I can't think of a better way of doing that than meeting with other writers and speaking their writing and getting your writing critique. It really helps you to get a handle on the craft.
Right, and so even if you just need to have that contact, whether you can do once a week or whether you can do once a month or whatever, or every other week, get up here and just talk to the people that also come up here and just kind of see where you can do. And if you want to get into an existing group, then, hang here and we'll see what we can plug you into that's going to meet your needs. Okay? Is that cool with everybody? Okay. If you are new to the group, I only see a couple of new faces, but I'm seeing lots of people who haven't been here in a while. So if you are new to the group, if you have just paid your dues, can you raise your hand so we can introduce you? Yes. Sorry, and I say introduce you loosely. Can Fantastic, congratulations. Well, welcome to the group, and I hope you enjoy it and love us, and we're really cool, just so you know. Everybody in this group is really cool. So is there anybody else that is visiting or new? Yes.
I'm new.
Yes.
This is my friend Chrissy. She brought me to join.
And she's wonderful. Yay. And what is your name?
Tony Waters.
Tony Waters. Very good, thank you. Yes.
We're working on a book together. She's the illustrator.
Oh, wonderful. And one of the things too, on this lovely form here, if you do anything besides writing, I know that we've got some editors in here. I know we've got a couple of people that do editing. And if you illustrate, put that on here, because that way we'll know. I mean, if you're in a group and you just need cover art or something, and you want somebody that you can trust, that you can make that relationship with, please, please, please let us know so that the whole group knows. Get some work out of it. Okay. Is there anybody who has some fun announcements, work-wise or Vicki? I'll let you go first, and then Bernice.
I'm Vicki Shea. I'm a custodial grandparent, and I have started a blog for other custodial grandparents. There are 2.5 million of us in this country, and that doesn't include foster families or undocumented folks who are just doing it outside the court system. So if you or you know anyone who would maybe find that useful, please take one of my cards and pass it along.
Yes, yes, yes. And Bernice, you have an announcement?
Right. I also belong to IWA, it's Inspirational Writers Alive of Amarillo, and they are having a conference. We're calling it a mini conference because it's a one-day thing in April, the Saturday after Easter. I think it's the 22nd. Okay, so don't hold me to that date, but it is a week, the Saturday after Easter, and they're also having a writing contest. So I called Carl, who's in charge of this, last night and said, what are the prizes? And he finally got back to me and he said, they're usually 25, 15, and 10, I think he said, for second and third. And he said, but if we have a good response, they could go higher. And then, when I went to their meeting the other day, actually I'm getting around to meetings again, they have 5 categories, and you can enter all 5 of them, and it's $5 each.
Oh.
So you can enter 5 categories and win $25. Now I'm pretty sure they're going to say that even if you enter 5 categories and yours are the very best in each one of those categories, they're just not going to let you have first prize. I think that's what they're doing. But anyways, I just wanted to announce that. I forget what the date is, but watch the BuzzFeed, is that what it's called? And Natalie will have the information
Okay.
in there as far as the dates for the contest and so forth that I don't really have yet.
All right.
It starts right away.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Are there any other announcements? Has anybody else got a new release or?
Jody Thomas's son, Monday.
Monday.
5 to 7 at the bookshop.
Okay, at the bookshelf. Okay. There's a new one in Canyon on the square called the Borrowing Owl, I think. Yeah, I was going to say I don't.
Southwestern,
Oh, okay.
Mr. Gaddy.
Okay. Yeah, so if you can go to that one on Monday. Do you know what time it is?
5 to 7.
5 to 7. Okay. Yes.
Well, I'm leaving behind if I don't have to get up on her.
I've got yours right here, but if you would like to announce it yourself, yes.
Yes, I published a book in October.
Yes. And what is the name of it? Little.
It's called Little Weena's Flowers.
Okay. And it's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm her daughter.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of her ears and
That's all right. That's perfect. Okay. So you've got some and you've got some here with you today. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Congratulations. Yes. And I know Kirk's got some of his books too.
Last month was my first month here, and I didn't have my book yet. It was just coming out, so I have it with me now.
Okay. Fantastic.
And I'm going to be starting a small group
fantastic. That's wonderful. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, and it's come out since then, so congratulations.
If anybody wants to be involved in that, I can answer questions about it. And the group includes a free copy of the book.
Okay, very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, is there anybody else that has any other announcements? Okay, then I'm going to adjourn the meeting. I don't know what time it is. 10:27. All right. And I'm just going to introduce myself because to me it just seemed silly to have Linda come up and say, you just heard her, so here she is. So today I'm going to do a presentation on your internet platform, and I'll talk about that in a second. I've got I'm Kimberly Black, sorry. I write fiction, and I've got a couple of workbooks too. I've got some of my books here too if you need anything. I just found out a few weeks ago that my publisher, that my Lydia inspirational women's fiction or Christian fiction, my publisher is going out of business. And so my schedule, it's actually great. I feel very bad for him because I know it's because of some personal issues, but for me, I get all my rights back, but I get them all back March 1st. So all of my relaunch for self-publishing has to get done really fast. So, so I'm kind of scrambling on that, but I've got a book that's a historical Christian fiction. It's Lydia. I've got another book about Mary of Bethany that will also, unless I fry myself completely, it will also launch March 1st. And then I've got a couple of other things that are in the works. I've got a children's book that I've published, self-published a few years ago, and I've got two more children's books that are with Illustrator, and so hopefully I have a few done this year. I don't know everything there is to know about the internet, but what I do know, I've kind of learned hands-on. When I remember when my husband brought home our first Gateway computer and said, the big cow box. Do y'all remember those? He brought it in and he flat out lied to me. He opened it up and set it all up, and it was there in my kitchen, and he said, now, whenever you get a spare moment, you can just sit here and play on it. There is nothing you can do to mess it up. That's what he told me. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't know. So I just pressed every button there was on that computer. And so I'm, sitting in my kitchen in 1993, and oh my goodness, when Windows 95 came out, there was a video. This is how bad it is. There was a VCR tape that was done by Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry from Friends that were telling you all about the features. So I went and got that and watched that video, and I learned everything there was to know. So, that just says that I have a lot of experience messing a lot of things up, and I can usually get back from that. And if all else fails, turn it off and turn it back on again. So I'm kind of nerdy that way, but also when my kids started, when they got into the 4th and 5th grade, and they were coming to me and saying, Mom, can I have a MySpace account? And I was like, oh, I have no idea. What in the world is that? And I called up a friend of mine who, and her husband's a techie guy, and she was like, if they're going to have whatever kind of accounts they're going to have, you need to have two, so you can monitor, you can see what they're posting, you can see who's posting to them, and all of that stuff. So to date myself a little bit, I even had a MySpace account. That didn't last very long, but I've had a Facebook account for a lot of years, and every time there's been something else that's come out, I try really hard to look into that and see what there is. So I know there's to have that social presence is important. They call it a writer's platform. And if you are a writer and you want to publish and you want to sell and you want to market your book, whether you are self-published or whether you publish with another, if you have a publisher or with another company, you will be in charge of doing a lot of the marketing yourself. And when you have a budget, and I don't know what everybody's marketing budget is, mine is usually $0 or really close to that. Like my situation where I'm going to launch 2 books March 1st, that was kind of a surprise to me. I was telling Mr. Quiggle that if I'd have known in December or November, I could have had so much more done. And because December is my slow month with my money-making business, and so I could have gotten a lot of that done. Instead, I found out in January, and now I am tap dancing to get a bunch of this stuff organized. So I just wanted to let you know, a platform, if you are a writer and you're doing marketing, you need an online presence. You need to have that platform. And it's really just about having reach to your audience. And that's really all it is. It's not really a fancy thing that you've got to have. You don't have to go and do a lot of research. You just need to know who your market is, who you're writing for, and how to reach them. So when you want to grow a platform, you want to get more followers. You want to get your name in front of people. That's really all it's about. So you just want to have your accounts, your name on these things. So where should I have a social media presence? Well, I've got a page for everybody. If you don't have one, if there's not enough at your table, raise your hand, and we've got some extras up here that I can get to you. This just kind of goes through what is out there, okay, and what other options you have. Now, there are lots and lots of other social media out there that you might want to have an account with, but these are the big ones. And I would recommend, even though Facebook is sometimes just so aggravating, you want to kick your computer, it's okay. But you've got to consider that's where people are going to look for you, is see if you've got an account on Facebook. And part of the reason that they want to know that, they want to see whether you have a personal account or whether you have a writer's page, fan page, or a business page, or however you want to have it set up. They want to have that connection with you, and they want to get to know you. They know that if you've got a Facebook account, you're going to post pictures of your dog. You're going to post pictures of what you ate last night, or whatever you're fixing for dinner. That gives them a personal connection, and they will read your books. If they care what you eat if you go to Olive Garden and they care that you got the tour of Italy, they're going to read your books. So, please, go ahead and set up that account. There also with Facebook, there's messengers. So you can kind of, if you're not friends with somebody and they send you a message, sometimes there are people on there that are just following you, because people can follow you without you accepting their friendship. Okay, so having that messenger where they can send you a message. Now, probably half the messages that I get from people who are not my friends, I don't even respond to, because they're not my audience. Some of them are scary. And I will tell you, there are people out there who are scary. And you just have to be careful. One of the things that I got really involved with social media with is I had a friend who, she was 9 years old, and she's a singer, and she's older now, and she's still a singer, and she's in LA now. But when she was here in Amarillo, she had connections with Nashville and everything, and she was going to be a country singer. And because she was too young for a Facebook account, I got to ghost tweet for her. So tweeting and Facebook posts and things like that, and she would, she had a Facebook account after a couple of years that she kind of took care of, but for a little while I was doing all of that for her and announcing when she'd have a new song or a new video or anything. But it is really eye-opening when you're doing something like that, because you see that there are crazy people in the world and they they will send you anything. So please, be careful. And on Messenger and things like that, it's really nice because you can agree to accept a message or not. And then you can find out who to block. And if you don't know how to block somebody on Facebook, just give me a holler and I'll show you how. It's not too hard. But you can set up events that are real events like this. You can set up events on Facebook that are like virtual book launches where, your book goes up on Amazon and it'll send out notifications to anybody who signs up for that event that, hey, it's available, and if you use this code, you can get a deal or whatever. But there's a lot of features there. With Twitter, having a Twitter account, Pinterest account, Instagram, those are the biggest ones. And now I will tell you, Google, having a Google page, there's a lot of there's ups and downs to every single format, every single platform, every single website. There are some pros and cons. And I didn't make copies for everybody about this, but there is a really good website called Sprout.com that you can go to, and it will give you the demographics of every platform. So if you write books that are generally for men, you want to be on Google Plus, because that demographic is mostly men. Twitter is, it's gotten more even, but it used to be that it was primarily men who use Twitter and not women. Now, but the age demographics on Sprout.com, you can find out all of these, and they keep them pretty current. So if you'll look on there, you can find out how many, like on Facebook, 66%, men, women, and I know some of these, you look at the numbers and you go, okay, that's not right, because you can't have 66% of them men and 77% women. But it's got other information on the website, so that kind of breaks it down a little bit more. But it tells you how much people spend that are on those websites, how much their income is, how much education, where they're living, if they're rural, if they're city. People, Snapchat, and all of those are on there. They do all of the major ones. So I recommend, if you are trying to focus your audience to a particular thing, go in there and look and see where you're going to get the best exposure. If you write books for men and you go on Pinterest, it's going to be mostly women. So you're going to miss that audience, okay? So, and I've got these, they're laminated, they're up here if you want to just come during the break or whatever and look at them. But Sprout.com has everything, and they go into a lot more detail. So I would suggest doing that. As far as how much you want to spend time on these, now I will tell you, if you set up an account on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and all of these things, you can spend your whole day doing that. And if you want to spend your whole day doing that, that's fine. But I would rather write. I would rather write my work, do my work. So what I would recommend that you do something every day. Now, if you've got accounts at 5 different places, say Monday you do Facebook, Tuesday you do, or whatever, for a while until you see where you're getting your best response. When you're getting interaction from people, then you see that is a platform that is going to be more successful for you, and you want to focus on that. If you see that you are not getting any response by using another account, you can tone that one down if you want to keep it, or even close the account completely. There are some that lend themselves to sucking up your time. Don't let that happen. And it's so much easier said than done. But if you find that you spend a lot of time on Pinterest, I do spend a lot of time on Pinterest. but I do that. I unless I have to for, I'm doing a specific thing on research for a type of pistol or something. If I'm doing that, I can set aside some time to do that research time. But if I'm spending time on Pinterest and I've already done the research on that pistol and now I'm trying to do, now I'm just kind of looking through cute shoes or whatever. To take that time, and I do that time at night as I'm trying to kind of wind down for the day. And that way I can spend, 30, 45 minutes doing just fun stuff. Just try really hard as you're going through your, set your goals. Say, okay, I'm going to post about writing on this site, and it's going to take this long. And then just when you're done, don't do that. Don't do Facebook anymore. And with Facebook especially, I tend to have it where I can get to it easily if I get a message or if I get a comment on something. And I will tell you, if you're getting comments on a post for whatever reason, go in there, like it, or comment back. If you'll respond, if you engage with your readers, they will be loyal to you. So please, 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 spend the time that you need to spend to make it profitable for you. But don't, just try really hard to just kind of don't mess around. Don't waste your time doing that when you can be writing. On Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, it's you. People are looking for your own name. If you write under a pen name, you might want to have an author page that is set up with that pen name. However, if you're on Instagram or Twitter or anything, it's an @ sign, and then you get your whatever, and they call it your handle. So do you use a cute handle or do you use your real name? I always suggest, if you can, use your real name. Now, I went on trying to do @Kimberly Black. There's already one. So, so I was looking at, okay, can I do @Kim Black, whatever. And I am, if you're going to look for me, I am @Kim Black Inc. Because I thought that was as cutesy as I wanted to get, and it had my name in it. I always suggest, if you can, use your name anytime you can. And if you can do it consistently, I'm @Kim Black Inc. on Twitter. I'm @Kim Black Inc. on Pinterest.
People to find
You want...
They don't know your cute name.
Exactly. I was going to say, I saw this one the other day, @Mystery Writer. Well, okay, but who is that? That could be anybody, And so it's a cute name, but it doesn't help anybody find you. So if you can, if it's available, and sometimes you have to put an underscore or an asterisk or something like that. Just, try really hard to use your real name whenever you can, or the name that you write under. Okay, so you want to look at why do you need followers? So that you've got a bigger audience, so that you can say what you're doing. And how do you get some? Well, I recommend following as many people as you can follow. Find the people that you like. If there's a certain genre that you write in, if you do comedy, follow Jimmy Fallon. If you do, when I was tweeting for the girl, she was a country singer, so I was following a whole bunch of country singers. When you do that and when you follow people, a lot of times they follow you back. Jimmy Fallon follows me. I don't know why. He probably had one of his interns go, okay, follow 3 people, And so they just click that. Then that's fine. Because, and I'm tweeting for this little girl, and I was doing a lot of stuff on my own account that I would test out to see if it would work before doing hers, because I didn't want her to look stupid. But you've got these people. Well, because Jimmy Fallon follows me, I've got a lot of other people that follow me. I've got people with, if you look, when there's a blue check mark, and it's hard to see up here, but if there's a blue check mark after their name, that means that's their verified account. And once you get a certain number of followers, and once you get to be a certain status or whatever, celebrity, you get a blue check mark after your name. And you can apply for that, but they will let you know whether you get it or not. So, but because Jimmy Fallon follows me, I have Kevin Costner follows me, and Sam Neill follows me, and there's a bunch of, I've got some writers and directors and some editors and publishers that follow me that are the real deal, and I know it's the real deal because they got the blue check mark. But it's, when you follow certain people, especially if what they tweet about is something that you write about. I love Francine Rivers. I love her Christian fiction books. She follows me, and that's one thing that I can look and see what she's tweeting about, and that helps me with my writing. So I really just say, start out by following people that you like, following people that you admire or that write in your genre, or follow other writers, follow agents. And I do have a list that is attached. I think it's your last page on things. The Twitter accounts that every writer should follow. And I don't follow all of them, but I saw this on a website, and I thought it was really, really good to have this reference. I know, that some of these guys are really fantastic, and the advice to writers and Writer's Digest and the New Yorker and things, depending on what you write. But Stephen King, he talks a lot about writing, and he talks a lot about the business. So follow these people. Follow the people that are in this room. Because they are struggling with some of the same things that you're struggling with. Local journals, local authors, people, especially if they write about events that are going on in the area. If you've got an event coming up, make sure you follow them, and you can mention. And one thing you want to do is when you tweet or when you post something, if you follow someone on Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest or whatever, and you want them to see something that you write, if you want somebody in particular to see something that you write, go in there, and when you are composing your tweet, put @ so-and-so, and that will put them in there, that will tag them, and they will get a notification that you have mentioned them in a post. A lot of times it won't even look to see what you've written. If they're real busy, they'll just hit retweet and send it out again. So, that's a really, really cool thing. The other thing, I almost didn't print this out because I almost thought, well, does everybody really want to have this list of people to follow? But one of the most valuable things that I have found, if you are looking for an agent or looking at publisher, even if you self-publish, but you want to find out what the trends are that are upcoming, so that you can write more to that, down at the bottom, there's a website there that is manuscriptwishlist.com. And if you will go there, it has a list of agents all across the country, but big name agents that work for very big literary agency companies. They're just, and they will tell you on there, they give their handles, their Twitter handles. They will tell you what they're looking for. So if you haven't decided whether you're going to look for an agent or anybody yet, go to this website, see who matches up with you, see what they're looking for. That's a great way to make some contacts. And even if you're not ready to submit to anybody, you can look and see what they're tweeting about. I follow a couple of agents that they are so funny about the things that they tweet about, but they will also tweet about oh my goodness, this is the 10th submission today that they have done this incorrectly. To me, that says, okay, write that down. I don't want to make that mistake because that's a rookie mistake. So you want to make sure that you're getting followers, and they will follow. If you follow someone, a lot of accounts will follow you back automatically on Twitter. Not always, but a lot will do that. And so there are, I will tell you, there are services that you can buy followers on Twitter, on Facebook, and things like that. And that's one of the things when I was writing for the little girl, her mom called and said, hey, I saw this thing where you can buy 50,000 Twitter followers for X amount of dollars. She goes, can we try that? I was like, okay, well, I was like, but don't do it. I will just tell you, don't do it. It wastes your money because they're not real accounts. They are just names. And so, excuse me, while it ups your numbers on how many followers you have, eventually they drop off. I mean, those numbers will go down. And she insisted for her account, and it was like, okay, we'll do it. But yeah, it's not. Did you have something?
Or you get porn sites following.
Yes, exactly. And
That's
like
not what you
that is not what you want. I mean, unless that's what you write. That's
What porn site you
we are not going to specify, but yeah. I will just tell you they're not worth it. If you are trying to up your numbers, there are other ways to do it. Don't do that. You can, if you ask your followers to retweet you, a lot of times they will. They will see an RT. An RT on Twitter just means retweet. And they'll please RT or PLZ RT. That means retweet. And I will tell you, it's I'm a believer in logical consequences. I'm not a big believer in karma. But if you retweet other people, they will retweet you because they get a notification every time somebody retweets them or shares their post or whatever. They get a notification that says this person shared their post. And if they see your name as sharing their post every time they put up something important, when they see that you've posted something, they will share your post. So, it's one of those things, like I said, not necessarily karma, but if you're generous with other people, they will be generous back to you. And I find that more and more, especially in this business.
Add one thing?
Yes.
What annoys me most about some of these sites are people that they're there to sell something to you. They're for whatever. They're not there to interact with you. So the moment you friend them, the next thing that shows up in your feed is, oh yeah, please buy my book or whatever. So if you want to make an impact in social media, be a real person and interact with people, do your best to help them along, like you're saying.
Yes.
They
Yes.
will be more than happy to help you.
And
Yes.
to share things from other, one thing I love is if I see somebody in my list, like Mike or anybody, or if you
Yes.
have a blog post, if you create content, I'm always going to share that if it's a friend content.
Yes.
And the best thing you can do is share other people's content and share your own content, and people will see you as a salesman.
Exactly. And I saw something just the other day that said if you're sharing a post on Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram, and Instagram is really easy. If you don't know what Instagram is, it is basically pictures, and then you could write a little caption. So, it is like you don't even have to come up with something clever. It is just, here's a cute picture. This is what I say about it. So for me, Instagram is the easiest to be myself. Okay? Twitter, there is a little bit of a pressure because you only have 140 characters, and that includes spaces and periods and everything, to say something that somebody else might find interesting. So there's a little bit more pressure there, whereas Facebook, you can be as boring and it doesn't matter. But you can, on Twitter, you can put in pictures and you can put in your links to things. So that's, it's helpful that way without saying, hey, I've got this new book, buy my book. Because the very first thing that you will find is that all of these people that are following you will mute you. And if you want to know how to mute someone, let me know too, because I can do that. I can show you how to do it. It's real easy. But that's, you don't have to unfollow or unfriend somebody, but, you just, if they are, yeah. And I do get a lot of people, about 3 a week, I get a porn site or something like that will follow me. And I don't instantly follow people back. I check and make sure because for a while I was I went through, it's all brand new, and okay, well, I'll follow them back. That's, so sweet for them to follow me. And then you click on their page and you see this banner and you're going, I'm too young for this. And you just click unfollow. And it's just nicer to not follow them in the first place than to unfollow, because sometimes they'll know when you unfollow. So if you want to interact with your followers, Twitter is a very, very, very easy way. Facebook is very, very easy. But Facebook has almost made it too easy, because you've got the like and the love and the ha-ha and the I'm so sad or I'm angry with you buttons that you can press, which is fine. Please press those buttons, because if the algorithms of Facebook mean that if you interact, even if you're just hitting the like button on people's pages, you will stay seeing their posts, and they will stay seeing your posts, okay? So please do that. However, anytime you have a chance to comment. And I know sometimes that means that if it's a comment that everybody is going to be commenting on, you're like, oh my goodness, I got another notification of somebody who says, oh, we'll get well soon. You can turn off the notifications. There's a little arrow up in the top that's a drop down. If you'll click that arrow and just say turn off notifications for this post, then you don't get any more. So it's cool, but if you can, do that. On Twitter, if you want to interact with somebody, you're gonna say, okay, so I putting together a PowerPoint for social media presentation in January for writers. Can I get, and I put RT, that means retweet, or a mention, please. And I put at Travis Irwin. Travis isn't here this morning, but he's one of our writers that's local. And then I put a little hashtag #amwriting. Okay, so when I put that as at Travis Irwin up there, and I could have done it, there's half a dozen of you, I could have done the same thing. But Travis gave me a little heart. That means he liked it. So that was very nice. And when he did that was sweet. Well then, so I get a notification that he liked my post. Okay? So next, he interacts with me. He says, at Kim Black Ink, absolutely. What exactly do you want me to retweet? And I messaged back, he can do whatever he wanted to. And so this little green arrow thing right here means he retweeted. And it says, Travis Irwin retweeted your tweet. And he did that. We had a whole lot more, but these are the ones that I captured and put up here. But that's as easy as anything. Just typing in his name. I will tell you another funny story. I used to watch a TV show, it's not on anymore, about spies, and it was a crazy comedy. I'm a spy person. So one of the guys that's on this show is this big, hulky guy, and he's very stern-faced and very serious all the time. On this one episode, it was a Christmas episode, and he comes to this Christmas party, and he brings quiche. And he's a big guy, okay? And he comes and he brings quiche. Well, I follow that actor on Twitter, and we were talking about one time, we're getting ready for Christmas, and I was talking to the boys, and I said, what are we taking to the Christmas party? And my youngest says, well, you should call him, you should ask him. He makes good quiche. So I thought that was just so funny. So I get on there and I'm like, tell him, I said, getting ready for a Christmas party, and as per this episode, what's your recipe for quiche? He tweeted me back and sent me to the link for the recipe for quiche. So, it's crazy, but anybody that's on there, if anybody is doing their own Twitter account, it's a real person, and they are just as, they're just like us. So just because it's a big actor or whatever, and if you need, it's excellent quiche. So if you need a good recipe, you let me know. I can tell you how to do this. Again, this is we kind of already did this about if you want to always follow people back, don't always follow people back. If they're following you and they are driving you crazy, if you do follow someone and they're driving you crazy and you don't want to hear everything, but you want to be able to communicate with them, so you want to stay friends, you come over here to the little the little gear for settings, come down here and say mute. And when you do that, you don't get their posts anymore. Or if what they say is really fantastic, but sometimes they retweet some of the most inappropriate things for your feed, you come down here and you say turn off retweets. And so you don't have to see their posts like that. Natalie, what?
What's the difference between mute and block?
If you block them, they cannot see anything that you put up, okay? So not only will you not see them, but they won't see you, and they can't be friends with you anymore. So is there any other question like that? Yes?
Are you going to mention lists?
Oh, no, thank you, because that's what I was going to do here. On Twitter, you can go on and create lists, and it's in your settings and things like that. It says make a list. So, like, I have a list of all my, what I call my local stars or something like that, whatever, and all the really fantastic people that are here. And I put like Mike and Ryan and Travis and like the people that are on my list I know are local here. They are writers or you know, whatever. I've got different categories for musicians and things. But if you do that, if you've only got 10 minutes and you know you want them to see your tweet, they are the specific people that you want to see your tweet, or you want to see what's going on with them. You go, you hit that list, and your feed will only show their tweets. Okay? So, and you can, and I think you can tweet. Can't you tweet just to that list, or maybe not? I'm not sure about that.
I think that might be a different.
That may be a different thing. But that way you're not wasting your time going through and going, I was really pretty sure that Mike had tweeted something earlier, but I can't remember what it is. And if you follow 3,000 people, you don't want to go through 3,000 feeds. So you can't. So if you hit that list, then you see just those people. If you follow like IMDb or some movie things like that, Hollywood Insider or something like that, if you want to find out what celebrity babies are born or who passed away or whatever this last week, you hit that list. You put them on that list and you hit that list and you can see all of that information. Politics, anything like that. You can make a list. You can make as many lists as you want to and divide them up. It takes a little time to do it. But when somebody follows you, if you just add them to a particular list, and they'll get a notification. So don't make anything that says real, like, ugly things. So, like, because they'll get a notification. I don't want Ryan to get a notification, guys with beards. Because, I mean, well, I don't know. You might really like that. If I had a list that said, guys I know with beards, and, you know, then he will get a notification that says, at Kim Black Inc. just added you to guys I know with beards.
If you didn't like it, it'd grow on.
Thank you, Mike. And so, so don't make a list that says people I don't really like. Don't do that, because they will get a notification. They will unfollow you pretty quick. Okay, so what should I post? What should I avoid posting? What should I never, ever, ever post? Okay, the rule that I like to kind of follow, or as close as I can, is 80% real stuff, like personality, 20% of stuff that has to do with writing, okay? So, and sometimes that's easier said than done because sometimes it's the same thing. When I'm freaking out because I get an email that says, I'm going out of business, you have this long to get everything done, and I've just answered 10 phone calls for other clients, I'm like, okay, now I'm freaking out, and I can post something, I'm just freaking out about this. But post pictures of your dog. I will guarantee you, if you post pictures of your dog or pictures of your cat and hashtag it with cats of Instagram, you will get a new follower. If you make something, I cannot even tell you, it happens every single time. I posted, I'm almost 50 years old, okay? And in the last 2 months, this is a big accomplishment for me. All by myself, I made an omelet that was actually an omelet that didn't turn into scrambled eggs. Okay, so I was so excited about this because I am not I fix stuff, but I don't cook. Okay, so I made this on. I got so excited. I took a picture of it and put it on Instagram. Yay, my first, So I've got this, and I, hashtagged it. It turned out delicious, or I don't know what. And I got a chef, this big New York chef following me, and it's just like, what? Like, this is embarrassing. So, so post about, I'm not saying don't share too much information. Everybody knows that there's certain things that you don't share. Well, no, not everybody knows that. But when you see too much information, you know it. So, just if it's something that will really embarrass somebody else, do not share it. Okay, just don't. But post about your family, and you don't necessarily have to give out details. Especially a lot of women writers will give their husband and children nicknames, Hubsy or whatever. And, and if they don't care and they want to be on your feed, that's fine. Don't post pictures of people without their permission where you can identify them. If you do something where you're not necessarily able to see anything but their socks, that's okay, I guess. But, be careful about that. I would also recommend don't post things. One of the things that the little girl always wanted me to post was pictures of her shoes. And I said, no, we are not going to post pictures of your shoes because there are crazy people out there that have that thing. So we're not going to post that. We don't want them following you. So, there's certain things, just kind of consider, be safe, okay? Be safe out there. So avoid posting pictures of things that are going to make you a target or that are going to embarrass somebody. Please, please, please don't post that. I also recommend, and every once in a while, if you can make it funny, a little complaint or a gripe or something is okay. If everything you look at is, well, I'm exhausted, well, I'm sick again, well, I'm, nobody is going to want to, nobody cares. They care if you are dealing with a health issue. That's a serious health issue. That's not a complaining, griping thing. But if you're just only constantly whining about something, yes, that is a problem. Nobody wants to see. And never, ever, ever, ever attack someone. Never call anybody else stupid, even if you really, really, really believe that they are. Never, ever, ever on social media call anybody else stupid or attack them for their beliefs or opinions. And challenging is different than attacking, but don't attack someone. The personal attacks are always taken the wrong way, I can just guarantee you. Should I always post a picture or a quote or a selfie or a video? Okay, I would suggest, and should you post every day? I would suggest that you do post something every day. It doesn't have to be on, you don't have to be Monday through Friday on Facebook, Monday through Friday on Twitter. But like I said, rotate it if you need to. Post a picture. Like I said, Instagram is all pictures, or quotes or things like that. If you find something that's inspirational and you don't have that inspiration for the day, put it up there, and you'll be surprised what you get. Okay, so here's a fun thing. What is a hashtag? One of the other things that I've got on here is essential hashtags for writers. And look at this humongous long list. You'll just be shocked. But every time I hashtag something, every time I try a new hashtag, I almost always get a new follower. Okay? I don't know why, but it just happens that way. But if you want to do it by authors or agencies or whatever, but this is a really good list. This is a hashtag. Used to be a pound sign. Used to be a sharp. Huh? Yes. There you go. He knows. But Yes, that's your hashtag, and you don't put a space after it. If you're going to use a hashtag, you don't put a space after it. So, am writing is hashtag am writing, all one word. If you want it to look to where you can break it up, you can put caps on separate words if you want to, but don't put spaces. Because then if you put am writing, but you put a space between am and writing, you're going to get hashtag am, and that's all. Okay? You can do an underscore if you want to separate the words, but a lot of times, like with Twitter and Instagram, as soon as you start typing the hashtag, it will come up with the ones that are most common, and so just click on them when they pop up. Click on it. Dogs of Instagram. There's cats of Instagram. There's writers of Instagram. There's all sorts of things like that. Yes.
Well, explain why the importance of a hashtag.
Yes. You want to use a hashtag anytime you can, because what a hashtag does is it puts it in a search engine. So if somebody wants to find writers, find people who are writing, or am editing is another one, anything like that. They want to find sci-fi. If they will put in Twitter or even in Google, they put the hashtag and am writing, they will find everybody who's tweeted or everybody who has Facebooked about that. It used to only be on Twitter. Now it's on Facebook, Instagram, I think on Pinterest too. Yes.
Okay, here's my ignorance. So if I do a search for hashtag writing, will it just bring up any of those, or would it bring up hashtag any one that the word writing is in?
If you are doing a search and you put in hashtag writing, you are only going to get hashtag writing.
Leave the hashtag off and just do the
You can do the search for writing, but it is going to look, and I will tell you too, Google searches are going to look for, if you don't have a hashtag on there, they're going to look for websites that have that either in the title of the website or as their keyword in their posts, okay?
I didn't mean in Google, but I'm talking about like if you're on Twitter or whatever.
If you're on Twitter and you just type in writing, anything that is, if you don't have the hashtag on it, I think it actually on Twitter will not go to posts, but I think it defaults to people's personal information. So if, like on Twitter, I've got something about writing on there, so I might come up on your list, okay? That's why hashtags are it's really great to have it if you're looking for something specific. And then you find people who are doing the same thing you are. If the am is just kind of a thing. So if you can do that, anytime that you can, like this one. This is this is a Facebook post, and it says it's just a picture of a T-shirt that says "I still miss Cary Grant," and it's peanuts. And it's got a hashtag for Cary Grant. Now, this would come up in mine because I love Cary Grant. He's my very favorite. But, by doing this, that's going to come up. And that person is going to hasn't yet sold me a T-shirt, but who knows? If you go on Twitter, the left-hand column will say trends, and it will have hashtag Thursday Thoughts. Hashtags, it's got all of the different things, whatever's trending, whatever the top 10 or 12 or whatever it is. The first one is usually promoted. Somebody has paid to have that be the top trending hashtag. But if you go on there and you, Jimmy Fallon once a week does a hashtag game where he says, okay, tag it with hashtag worst vacation ever. And you tell a little something about the worst vacation ever, tag it with that. He may use your tweet on his show. But this tells you what's trending, and I will tell you, not every single time, but almost every single time, that I have tweeted a trending hashtag. It's a tongue twister. if you, almost every single time I pick up another follower from that. And sometimes they're just fun, you know. It says, make a movie not scary or something by changing one word, you know.
Squirrel Appreciation Day is trending.
See, a Squirrel Appreciation Day. You know, who knew? This is, and especially look at what's trending that's seasonal. I follow this writer. She's in Ohio. She writes cozy mysteries. Her name is Julianne Lindsay. She also does some other stuff too. But her hashtag on this, she's got her elf on the shelf. So she's got it, an elf after my own heart, and then she's got elf on the shelf, kill me now, 10 days left. And so she is, she knew Elf on the Shelf was going to get her picked up by anybody who's looking for Elf on the Shelf ideas. But she lets you know that she is ready for her kids to be past the Elf on the Shelf by Kill Me Now. And so, anything like that, anytime that you can use a trending hashtag, you will pick up followers, you will get people's attention. Okay. What in the world are all those acronyms supposed to mean? Okay, I know, and this is another, I've got a list on here. But I will tell you, if you will go to netlingo.com/acronyms, they have a list that is, I bet it's got 500 things on there. So if you are not sure what something stands for, don't put it in your post until you check. Because ask your teenager if it's appropriate, if you trust them, because WTF does not mean, well, that's fantastic. Okay? So I will just tell you, please look, because you don't want to post something and then find out that is not what. ICYMI stands for in case you missed it. So if you get on Twitter and somebody's got that, in case you missed it, and they just tell you something that you might have missed. And there's a few more. I put on here as many as I can. Now, there's a few on here that they're not just tweets. If let's see, where is it? My face win. MFW or MRW as my face win or my reaction win. Usually those are accompanied by a photograph, a picture of or a GIF of somebody going, or something like that. So you're showing, all of these crazy things. But those are things that people laugh at. And if you get people to laugh at you, they will check back to see what else you're writing that's funny. And they will get you, that's something that is very helpful. They want to see that. And I thought I had on here, I wonder if it didn't save. There are other apps that will help you platform, that help manage your platform. Hootsuite is a really good app if you want to tweet out the same thing or post the same thing across several platforms. You can schedule things on that. So let's say you're going on vacation, but you don't want to completely disappear, but you're going backpacking and there's not going to be internet where you are. So you want to schedule, okay, well, I'm going to be gone on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so I want to post a couple of things over the weekend. So I'm going to post schedule something for Friday, schedule for something for Sunday afternoon. You can do that on Hootsuite. You just put in all of your information of all of the different websites or social platforms that you're part of, and then you can schedule it. And it can do the same thing over everything, or it can do different tweets, this for Twitter, this for Facebook, this for something else. I will tell you, if you schedule something for every single day, and you schedule something across where it comes out every single place, every single day, there are a couple of websites that will put you on suspension because they're like, you are spamming everybody, we don't want that, that's not okay. So you got to be careful. And so I would recommend, okay, Friday is my Twitter day, or Wednesday is my Twitter day, or whatever. Try to do that. MailChimp, Janet is going to tell you about, but it is an excellent resource for getting stuff out there. And you can send out newsletters and all sorts of things. Canva is another website it's a it's its own website, but it will help you to, it does graphics. So if you want to make a banner for your Facebook page, it's got one that will make sure that you get the right resolution, the right sizing, everything for your Facebook page. But it manages everything. You can even do self-published book covers on Canva. And I recommend anytime that you can do, people are very, very visual, especially online. And so if you can do a graphic, whatever that graphic may be, even if you can do a picture, if you can do a meme or yes, infographs are fantastic. People love those. What movie should I watch? And it says, okay, do you like this? Do you like this? And comes down and they always end up at the same at the end. But but they're fun. And you can do all sorts of things on Canva, and I recommend that's a really good website. You do have to watch on Canva if you're doing a book cover for a book. They do have a limit on how many prints you can use that for. So if you're going to print more than 50,000 books, you may have to get permission or pay something for it. But Canva is a free website. Hootsuite is a free website. MailChimp offers free stuff. There's also, there's lots and lots of others that are like that, and they're on there. I'm looking at time. Are we okay on time, or do we need to take a break? Do y'all need a break? Okay, let's take a break and come back, and I'll finish up quickly, and then we can let Janet take. Oh.